Google is the Fortune 500 company that I chose to do for this project. And the reason behind that is because I use Google almost every single day of my life. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the background behind Google. So, I don't know if a lot of people know, but Google is also called Alphabet. But the main reason that we don't call it that is because when people think of the alphabet, they really think of the ABC alphabet. They don't think of Google. Google is also number 27 on the Fortune 500 list. Along with that being said, they have been on the list for 12 straight years. Each year they have moved up the list. For being such a huge search engine, it did surprise me that they were only number 27, but when I looked at the list and saw other companies, I could understand some of the reasonings, but not always, some of the companies above it. Larry Page is a huge success when it comes to Google. He's actually the CEO and the director of Google, and his picture is actually right there on the slide. He is the one that addresses problems when the company has any, especially when he has to go in front of the news and talk about Google or anything like that. He also helps make certain senior management decisions, which we will get into here in a little bit. And a lot of that comes with company skills. Three major skills that the company has is the conceptual, human relation, and technical skills. So conceptual skills are definitely with Larry Page and the senior management and how each part of Google works together to make sure the company is so successful. And the human relation skills comes back to the word communication. If people don't communicate right, then the company could be not as successful, like if you don't communicate with your boss about something serious, then that could end up being a huge situation for you. So communication is definitely key, especially when you have thousands of employees and so many things to have running up when people use your search engine. The last skill is the technical skill, which comes with computers. Computers are a huge thing when it comes to Google because obviously it's a search engine company, so people are on computers every single day doing different things. But not only that, it doesn't even go back to just doing things for the company, but even using emails to send to, CEOs like Larry Page or even just other, coworkers. Being able to use a computer and understanding the technology that the company provides is a huge thing when it comes to this company. The next slide I'd like to talk about is the future and competition. So as you can see on the slide, I did put some pictures up. Some of those Google apps probably look pretty familiar. Some of us are very familiar with them, as others have may just seen them. Then I have a picture of the SWOT analysis, which we will get to, and then you're probably wondering about the Amazon, so we will get to that also. So Google does have some creations besides their Google Docs and Google Mail. They do have a Pixel phone, a Google Allo, Google Duo, their Google Apps, Google Photos, and so much more. They're literally expanding everything that they can in order to become a bigger company. So with that being said, we'll talk about the SWOT analysis. So S is for strength, W is for weakness, O is for opportunity, and T is for threat. Their strength, well, one of their strengths is being the market leader in the search engine company. That is a huge thing to do, especially with being a search engine company. There are so many different search engines that we use on a day-to-day basis that we have no idea of. One weakness for Google is the falling in their rates. And this also has to come with all the other different search engines that we use on a day-to-day basis that we do not use Google for. One opportunity is cloud computing, which you might find this interesting, but their cloud computing actually goes with Galaxy and Samsung phones. So if you are an iPhone user, I'm an iPhone user, so we save all of our stuff on our phone, like our photos, our documents, our notes, and etc., to our iCloud. So for Galaxy and Samsung users, Google actually is what they save all of their pictures, documents, notes, and all of that to theirs. So Google's technically their iCloud. So cloud computing has actually been a very huge opportunity for them because it's made them get their name out even more and people are using it more. So that helps their rates. And one threat would be Facebook. We don't think of Facebook being a search engine, but when you are on Facebook and you search different things for or go to try to find different people, that is being a search engine. So Facebook is one major social media that does hurt Google. And with Facebook being, um, one of those many companies out there that may hurt Google, the main company that hurts Google is Amazon. Amazon is actually currently number 12 on the 500 Fortune list. And it's amazing because you wouldn't think that Google is more popular, I would say, than Amazon. Because at Amazon, you can buy things, you can get them sent to your house, easy. Put your card on there. And with Google, it's literally mainly a search engine that helps you get to websites. Well, the reason that Google is more achieving and like more accomplished than Amazon is because of the shares. And it does have a lot to do with different countries, but because in some countries Amazon is better than Google, but in the United States Google is higher in shares than Amazon. And I think it does all depend on what everyone in that, not even just country, but what everyone in general searches for. So that's a huge factor for them. Amazon is their biggest competitor. And I don't know if a lot of people knew that. I was actually surprised when I found out too. Topic I'd like to talk about is the employees. The employees are actually number one priority to this company. And it may seem crazy and you may be thinking like there's no way, because you may not feel like number one priority because they always use the phrase the customer is always right. So Google does make their employees their number one priority because they allow their employees to come up with ideas. So if they have an idea, they're allowed to go and tell management about their idea without management knocking it down. They're allowed to express anything. They're allowed to express how they feel about certain situations or problems that they may be facing with a certain project in the company. And when that happens, they actually allow the employees to get in groups so they can talk about it and everyone can come up with their own ideas about how to solve the problem. And then they'll have executive managers talk to those groups and they will literally sit down with the employees themselves and allow them to write stuff on the board and explain their certain ideas and how they believe that it will help. So, their employees are technically the majority of this company in my eyes. They come up with the ideas and they're allowed to show what they believe in. And I think that's an awesome company. I think that almost every company should do that. I think they should really listen to their employees. Um, Google also does hire. They're always hiring. If you even go to google.com, their hiring site is right there. They will work with you to hire, no problem. They allow you to take interviews through the computer, like Skype. They allow you to take it over the phone. They allow you to take it in person. They want to work with you and they want to hear what type of ideas and like what kind of, you know, person you are, because they want the best for their company and they love different people because different people are what make their company so exciting. So before I let you go, just think of this question. What will you search next? On a day-to-day basis, we all search something, even if it's for a paper, if it's just for our own knowledge. I mean, personally, I use Google almost every single day. And, I do believe that Google is a very helpful search engine. It brings the most recently used, most popular updated websites to the first page for you as soon as you click search. So, I just want you to think, if we didn't have Google, what would you use to search for your papers? or anything in general.